Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Yes, it is Thursday, November 2nd. We're into November. So to me, what this means more than anything else is AnimeNJ is approaching. So things are really going crazy on that end. Everything's being locked in. Things are happening on that end. So really, from that standpoint, we got a lot going on. So honestly, a bit panic mode for me. It's first year, and I really did not expect this. I thought for sure it would be a simple little show that we would do that hopefully would keep growing and stuff. And it still may be the simple little show, but the stuff that's going on there, it's a lot. So for us, for me at least, I've done a lot of shows in my lifetime, but I've never actually like hosted the show and taken care of it. And there's a lot besides the financial aspect and stuff like that. It's a funny story. I mean, the reason I did AnimeNJ was mainly because I was coming back from Ohio after OhioCon. Didn't really have a great show. I was tired of all that driving and stuff. And I said, you know what, let me start a show. The one thing is I noticed, it's still getting people. So even if it's not great for the vendor, it's probably still pretty good for the people who host it. And I also said, I want to cut down the number of shows and kind of just focus on maybe just the few big ones like the Otakons and the Anime Centrals and stuff like that, and then have my own and kind of make it into whatever I want it to be. And so I did that, and I kind of was like, I'm only going to do it if I see a sign. And the sign was basically if I looked for AnimeNJ on, in the domains available, if it was available, that means yes, you should do it. I thought it was a pretty obvious one that someone would kind of already have and somewhat doing something with, but it was available, so that was a sign. And then started to look for spots, and the spots were basically like all the usual places that people go around here, like Cherry Hill and Somerset, or wherever it happens to be. All these like Secaucus and all that stuff were all taken, and nobody was really that interested. And then what happened was I went to a place where my partner, where she is, it's a small hotel, but they said, no, we're too small. But did you ever think of going north? Go towards Woodcliff Lake. There's a pretty big place over there. It's part of a hotel, and for the number of people you're thinking, I think you guys would be pretty good over there. So I was like, wow, all right. So I went there. I didn't know if they were going to be shocked by anime or what, but they wanted the business. They loved it. They only had the one date in December. So I was kind of like, I wasn't sure, but I thought maybe with the winter vacation that could help. So I booked it. It wasn't, I figured the risk was pretty low of the amount of money I could lose. So I said, okay, that was a good idea. And then on top of that, I said, I want to go year to year. We could change dates and stuff. And so time went on. And then, as you guys know, we hooked up with a company in Japan. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal if we mention Rimao. And we've been doing a lot of work with them. And what happened was, we were putting in, bids to do work with them. And then what happened was they said, on the live action side, we have this title we'd like you to do the dub and distribution of, and you could be our partner in the USA. And that was the kind of relationships we were looking for. So besides the show, I was thinking about, wow, these are the kind of relationships we have. And lo and behold came Ninja vs. Shark. And yes, as you guys know, I've been promoting the heck out of it through the channel. This is actually the book that gave us. Just recently it came in. And I said, okay, we'll do the dub and stuff. And then what happened was I was doing the show. We worked with someone to be a con chair. That didn't really work out. That kind of wasted a bunch of time for me. So, but what happened was once I found out that it wasn't going to work out with him, I said, okay, let me take this over. So I took it over and I said, let me think of guests and what. Initially, the Pokemon guests, I call them the Pokemon family, all came to us, Allison, Barrett, all those guys, all those folks came to us, and we said, sure, come on down, we'd love to have you. So that kind of gave shape to the show. And then the other thing that happened was that because of me working on this, and I said, let's premiere the dub there. I don't know if it'll be a big deal at all, but let's.
You die! You had no right to take my wife and buffer my precious wife, Tay, and you've sullied her. I'll kill you for this! Don't lose your head.
we did that. And then when we talked to them, they said, well, how about Sakamoto as a guest? And I was like, okay. And I'll be really honest with you. I don't want to upset you, Toku people, but I never really heard of Sakamoto. I was kind of like, I'm not really a Power Ranger guy. Give me a Kiter, give me Zayram. If you want to get me excited, Kiyata Amamiya. So, yeah, hint, hint, if I could ever get him. So the thing is, yeah, I was like, why not? So let me do Hokkaido. I mean, yeah, let me do Hokkaido. No, okay, sure, why not? Let's have Sakamoto come by. So once we did that, we locked him in, we got all the paperwork done. I started to talk to people, and people are like, man, that's pretty big. He's a big guy in the Toku world. This guy is like, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider. Then I started to look at all his credits. I checked him out. He was like Mutant Ninja Turtles he did. I mean, this guy the credits are pretty endless. So I was like, wow, he is a pretty big deal. And he hasn't come to the U.S. and he is a U.S. citizen, by the way. And I was like, wow. So, that's a big thing to do. So we started to promote that. That definitely got a lot of the Toku people, Kaiju people kind of excited about it. On the anime side, we weren't too sure. I thought the Pokemon, but the thing about these shows is the shows that are always in the same area usually garnish the same guests. So I said, let me try to go a little bit beyond that because, we do a lot of the hentai stuff. I definitely wanted Yara there. She was there for us at in San Marcos at Ecchi Expo. So I said, you know what, let me have her. And she did great there. So I said, let me have her over here. She decided to come. That gave us that more of the adult end of things. Then the other part of it, too, was that we also said, Caitlin, she's done all kinds of stuff for us, and she's a great voice actress. And I was like, she could be really a big guest there on the American side. So Caitlin signed up, and that was great. I met her in Nebraska also. So, I mean, and I thought, now we were kind of locked in, and that was it. But the Sakamoto thing seemed to really get more traction than I thought, even more than that. So, but also I forgot one story, was that basically when we did the plus, it's AnimeNJ plus. People keep coming up to us and saying, oh, you're an 18 plus show. And I was like, not really. Yes, Media Blasters, definitely on the hentai side, we do a lot. So I guess maybe that was the thing they were putting together. No, what it was is they saw the plus and they thought that meant adult. Like I explained to the guy we did the table swap at CPAC, we're not really the plus, just so you understand, a lot of things is that I do reminds me of my past, is that the plus, because I was a programmer in a former life and I programmed in C++. So what happened was I liked the plus, so it's AnimeNJ plus. And why? It's because we also have Toku, we also have Kaiju, so plus Toku, plus Kaiju, plus hentai. That was it. I wanted the show to not be strictly anime. I wanted to have all of the Japanese thing. That's why the saying of it, just the same saying as we do at Media Blasters, is subculture as pop culture. So we can have other things. But the thing is, yes, I do believe anime is still going to be big focus, and the show will get its own life over time. But the plus, that was it. All right, guys. And we, this year just happened to be the Toku year. So that was the thing. And so back to the story. Yes, Sakamoto was getting thing. Then suddenly people were coming out of the woodworks. And one who definitely, Sakamoto actually contacted us. They said, why don't you have Johnny at the show? And I was thinking, we're not sure, first year show, does he really, Johnny's pretty big, especially in the anime world. I mean, Jesus Christ, his credits, Trigun, it's endless. So I was just like, and he does the bigger shows like NDK and all that sort of stuff. So we didn't know what to really think. So, but my person in Japan, she said, let's contact him. What do we have to lose? We contact him, all that. I guess Sakamoto and him must have spoke. And he said, listen, I'll just come out. I'm going to come out for myself. I haven't seen Sakamoto, so it's like a reunion, I guess, or just see him, because Sakamoto actually requested him. So, as an honor or whatever, that's the kind of respect the guy gets. That Johnny's coming. So we weren't really sure as time went on if this was really going to happen, because he's kind of doing it as a favor, not so much as a But as time went on, it kept locking in, and Johnny said, yeah, if we're covering some things for him. And he says, yeah, I'll do Saturday. I'll do whatever panel Sakamoto wants me to do. I'll have a table there, and I could do some signings and that kind of thing. So he is arriving on Friday, but Saturday is his day for the show, and we're gonna do it, be there too. So the show definitely has changed a lot. I mean, from a simple show, we now got we added the video game room, we added now yesterday locked in the card game tournament guys for Pokemon, so they'll be there. Then we also locked in, we have the burlesque, we also have cosplay that the folks there at, I'm not sure I pronounce it, Helium, they're also hosting it, the workshop. So we're having a contest where everything has prizes. So the cosplay has prizes of I think you could look at the tiers and I'm not a real big cosplay. I don't understand journeyman versus this and that. So you guys don't know. So that's the thing, but there's prizes for that, and it's cash prizes. The same thing with the Pokemon. You're going to have a tournament. There's prizes for it. Same thing with the video game room. There's prizes for it. So there's a lot going on. So we think this is actually turned into a pretty, hefty event that I did not expect to have. So, yes, we're real excited about it. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit of pressure there, because I've never done this before. Jeannie, who has worked with Teco and part of Mega Road, they really love Toku. She got involved with it. She's really kind of been a big help. I have John Patterson in Dealer Room, Artist Alley, and all that. We're getting volunteers. So, I mean, it's going to be something. So we'll have Video Game Room. Danny's helping us with that. We have a lot of people doing a lot of different jobs. I think it's all going to come together. I keep praying and keep every day now is basically AnimeNJ. So I think it's going to come together. I think it's going to be pretty good. You want to see the reunion of Johnny and Sakamoto? That'd be great. I think Saturday is the biggest day there. Obviously, there is Friday things. There's events every day. So when you're paying for your ticket, it's not just can I go to the dealer room? I'm one of these kind of guys. I really don't believe you should buy a ticket just to go to a dealer room. Or if anything, it should be really cheap. Like, here's $10 and you get to go to the dealer room. And so you get all your favorite stores in one place. All those areas are sold out. Everything's done. The Artist Alley, all that stuff. Now it's really just get it done. So we're definitely have to get it done. And, we'll make it happen. And, text, get her done. So we'll definitely have to do that. So that's really the thing. Now, let's go back to Media Blasters. Remember that place, the company I kind of have? Is that, yes, on the Media Blaster side, we're doing a lot. I am heading right now to Youmacon. I'm going to promote AnimeNJ, back to that again, and we're also selling stuff like we always do. Youmacon has always been a really good show. We'll see how that one pans out. It is a bit of a It's a bit of a trek because I usually drive and stuff like that. So I headed out, stay in Ohio tonight. The other thing is that we also now have, as far as production goes, Ninja vs. Shark, can't stop mentioning it. The dub is complete, it's mixed, it's been sent to the publisher. They have to check it over, they approve it, everything's okay, and they like it, and then the Blu-ray is pretty much in production and going down. So that one's gonna be in replication very soon. In addition, we are now, everything's in the works. So the next titles we do have those group of 3 adult titles I mentioned earlier. We do have the Kitty triple header. We do have the Chicano license, and we do also have the Home Sweet Home. But the thing is those are all, like I said, those will be announced next week. Those are all in the works, and you'll be able to check them out. Then the other thing too but the other ones that are in production in various stages is you have Fudo. Like I said, both of the 4Ks are done. So what's happened is that once now that Justin's done authoring on authoring on Ninja, he's going to move to Fudo because there's a lot of work to do there. We got to look at the sources. We got to match and just make sure it's the longest one, make sure it's the best one. Also, I did find out, and we will do it, we're going to do HDR on the 4K. We are pretty much, I would say, going to do the 4K. I think it's time Media Blasters does a 4K. I want to see how it does. I want to see, what it does. And again, I wanted to find the right title that I think deserved it. And if there's a title that deserves it, Fudo, never been released on Blu-ray, never been whatever. The DVD was good, but let's face it, it was just a DVD. It was okay. So this one's got to be like the release. So we got to make it that way. The release. I think it's funny just looking at it from the camera. So what we're going to do is that we got to make it kind of like the best it can be, have all the extras, have everything on there. The dub will be on there. I believe we do have the dub on that. So you're going to have everything, and Fudo will be coming out, the title that scared me the first time I saw it. So that's what he's moving to, and we will do a 4K on it. Then the other thing is also we have Doom Megalopolis 2. The reaction to the first Doomed has been pretty astounding. That one now is going into translation. So what it is that we putting that one into translation. The transfer looks beautiful. We don't have to do any work on it. That one will be nice. We just need to just get the subs out. But the one thing we are trying to do is I got to contact them again. But there are a couple people from Mad George and all that who want to, do some commentary on it and just talk about it. So once I feel we're ready, I'll talk to him again and then see like, okay, here it is. Can you do the commentary? And we'll add it to the disc. I think that's a great, just like we did with the first one where we have found that dub, we're going to try and do more and more of that. So the extras can start happening again. I've been really surprised and happy in how well this Doom movie has done. Some people, especially like in Japan, my acquisition person was like, why are you getting that film? It's like, that thing's really old. And I was like, no, it's well known, and plus we got the animation. So, it's all good. Let's be a Doom company. That's funny. If you know Media Blasters, that's funny. Then the other thing too is, we have I Don't Like My Big Brother at All. Yes, that title is definitely now in full speed because I basically found another translator to work on Doom Megalopolis 2. So our person out there in Japan, Yuki, she is steamrolling through good old I Don't Like My Big Brother at All. So there's a race now between Doom Megalopolis 2, I Don't Like My Big Brother at All. I don't think Fudo will be that soon. Those three are all in various forms of production. And then in addition to that, we will have some more adult materials coming. We just made some more payments on it. I got to just get the materials on that, and that'll all be happening. The other thing too is all these other titles will all be coming down the road. I did mention, yes, Chubra is a big one for us. We do have to figure out what we're going to do with that title, if we're going to go dub, if we're going to do whatever. I think that title is a Lady versus Butler, meaning it's really popular, and I think it could do pretty well. So I would love to dub it. It's long. And, Media Blasters, we can do dubs here. When it's that long a series, it makes it kind of tough. So, but we'll see, because then it just shuts us down. I would have to find maybe somebody outside or see how to work it. We'll see what we're going to do. And that's all I can say right now. But I think Chubra would be the one that we kind of do that with. That one definitely deserves it. All right, so I'm trying to think anything else at the moment. Nothing really. I think I'm just AnimeNJ on the brain. So, and plus, I'm really not looking forward to the drive now for about 6-7 hours just to get to Ohio for another 4 hours tomorrow. But we do it all for the love of anime, folks. That's right. We do love our jobs here at Media Blasters. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll give you my Friday thoughts tomorrow, but I will be crazy busy. Talk to you later. Have a great one. Bye.